I want to break this thing down, where we are right now and where we go from here, with a key member of the president's legal team, Jordan Sekulow. Jordan, thanks for being back on the show. I appreciate
Thanks, Sean.
it.
Thanks, Lindsay.
So, Jordan, let me just ask you this. Right now, tell me where we stand in terms of the legal arguments, because as I mentioned, there's a lot, or I didn't really mention this actually, but there's a lot of states where the president's legal team, whether it's Michigan or Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, that you guys are making arguments. Kind of give me the broad brushes of where we stand.
So let's start off with Pennsylvania, because that's already made it to the nation's highest court, the Supreme Court of the United States. We know that Justice Alito has referred the matter to the entire court. This is about a judge, a local state court judge, extending the time that ballots could be entered, could be delivered, and then voted on, and then also whether they should have been segregated, which is what Justice Alito had said to do, and then they could be counted but kept from the total count. And they came back and basically said, we didn't do any of that. So now it's referred to the entire court. And here's what I think on Pennsylvania. A lot of challenges there. There's challenges in Philly, but I think what the Supreme Court is going to look at this week is whether or not there will be enough additional challenges from other states where a decision like in Pennsylvania or a decision from another state can become outcome determinative in total. So Pennsylvania alone will not be outcome determinative. So we looked at places like Nevada. A lawsuit was filed there today.
But wait, hold on. Before you move on, Jordan, I want to underscore what's going on there, because there's two things that are important. Number one, that's 20 electoral votes. That's a game changer in itself. But secondly, President Trump tweeted, highly respected Ken Starr, Pennsylvania's 3-day extension of the mail-in ballot deadline is a constitutional travesty, right? But what he's getting at, and I just want to make sure people understand what you were saying, because it's important. Jenna Ellis from the president's legal team has made this point. The Constitution says that state legislatures change the law when it comes to election, not state courts. So that's the point, right? Is that what the Supreme Court is saying is, wait a second, Pennsylvania, what you just did was not in accordance with the Constitution. Is my law and order legal training correct?
Yes, that's right. And what Justice Alito said in his first order was that you need all of these counties, all of these precincts, they've got to segregate, and now it's an order, segregate the ballots that came in late, and they can count them, but they cannot include them in the actual count in Pennsylvania. And so we're looking at not just Philly here, we're looking at thousands, tens of thousands of votes, enough votes that could potentially overturn who wins the state of Pennsylvania.
And these mail-in ballots, by the way, these mail-in ballots are the ones that the press talked about went largely in favor of Joe Biden. So if those ballots were to be excluded, that's a big advantage to President Trump.
That's right. And so, but for that to get to the Supreme Court, and they're kind of holding it right now, Sean, for that to get there, for them to make a decision like that, which would be like kind of like a Bush versus Gore decision, they've got to look at the other states too and make sure that we've got realistic legal challenges, which we believe we do, that can actually, when they're all put together, change the outcome of the Electoral College in favor of President Trump.
But why? So I don't get that. Why? It's just because part of it is, if you pull apart Pennsylvania, why does it matter what? I mean, I get the point here, but at the end of the day, if they did something wrong in Pennsylvania, why not? Settle it in Pennsylvania.
I think there's a chance, because enough state attorney generals have weighed in Pennsylvania, in this Pennsylvania case, that they may ultimately decide it, because of what you said, Sean, for future precedent, even if it doesn't affect the outcome. But I do think right now they're taking a step back to see what else is the Trump team, the president's legal team, the RNC legal team, what else are they bringing? And I want to get to Nevada. Nevada, we just filed a challenge today over the fact that they took their voting machine down, and what they did was they took the bare minimum, and which is the baseline of signature, how they count the signatures and make sure they're correct, and they turned it down as low as possible in Clark County. That's up to 600,000 votes, and we believe a third of those would likely be tossed out, and that's in the current legal challenge.
Wow. All right, so you believe that? I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but if what you just said to me makes it look like the court would look and say, okay, that's enough to at least show that you guys have a shot if they overturn this thing.
That's right. And then you look at Georgia, which is a very small number, and the recount there. And then out of recounts typically come legal challenges.
Okay.
So I want people to do this. Court, what's going to happen now, it's going to be a little bit of a slow process to get this into court. But then all of the federal courts know they've got to do this rapidly. So chill out, take your time, let us do our legal work. And then the courts are going to do this in an expedited manner. You know, whether it's about 30 days or so, I think we have all of this figured out.
Okay. Buckle up, folks. Thank you, Jordan Sekulow. I'm sure we're going to want to have you back very soon. I can't wait 30 days. I'm going to need a little fix.
I know, it's tough.
All right.
It's tough.
We'll have you back next week then, because I need to get a little update on this. So thank you for being with us and sharing that update.